Hey guys, Tattoo for You, Richard here, and it is time for a Weird Wednesday. Ooh. And yeah, I may look a little funny. I have a piece of paper on my chest here. I drew this up a long time ago for the Incredible Hulk because he's one of my favorite superheroes. And I was going to get a nice collar rocker. I'm going to go right up here, go right underneath my neck. And I have rock and rubble kind of busting out everywhere. And then I was going to have the Cobra symbol from G.I. Joe tattooed on my throat. But never got that far. Wah, wah. So, and I can't get tattooed anymore because I get infections too easy. Lame sauce. So, for this Weird Wednesday, what are we going to do? We are going to do actually two things. One, I'm going to show you what my next little project is going to be. This guy here. Star Wars Imperial Salt. I got this in the one of the dice head boxes. And the other thing is we're going to show off the completed Hulk model. So let's go table down and get started on this, shall we? All right, guys, here we are, table down. About to sit there and show you the wonderful Hulk model, Hulkosaurus Rex. What is up? Look at this guy. He is just a beast of a figure, man. Probably weighs about that, too. So, what I did on him is he was primed black. After I built him, I showed you he had a lot of green stuff work up here and here, little bit around the waist and stuff to kind of fill the gaps in. But he was primed black, and then I airbrushed his skin tone. I went a Christmas green, and then a Kelly green on over that in areas, the raised areas, pretty heavily. And then on top of that, like, take his back muscles. If you can see right underneath up here, I highlighted it with a kiwi green. I did that on a lot of it. Like his feet, I kept them kind of dark so they'd be dirty a little bit, but then I still highlighted just the tops of the bulging spots, the muscle areas, like the top of the heel, the top of the ball of his feet. I did that all in that kiwi green. You see here, you notice, and it's really bad on his chest. I'll show you when we get back around to the front. But these little holes, I didn't see them initially until after I really painted the green on, and by then it was too late. I didn't want to go back and fix it. So he has a few of those. I'll need to pay better attention next time. But yeah, so that's what I did in the green. The stages of the green was that Christmas green, Kelly green, and then highlight just the tops of his muscles and stuff with the kiwi green, which I think turned out really well. For his pants, I didn't airbrush his pants. That's all hand painted. It was a violet, some kind of violet. You're going violet. Sorry, I just went to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. But yeah, the pants are like the. I want to say it's just like a true violet if I remember right. But I painted them all on there over the black. So really thin so it still held a lot of the black. To give it a nice deep look, rich look to it. Like me, rich, haha. Then I went with just a white, just a plain white. Just did a little bit to lighten the tone of the purple up. Hit up some of the highlighted and raised edges. And then I went back again with a little bit more white and did it again on just a smaller spot of the raised edges. And then I went right back over that with I believe I did the medium color, like I made a glaze. So just a glaze, pretty much just a thicker wash. And washed that over the pants to kind of help those colors marry together, you know. And I think it turned out pretty good. Let me see if I get a closer look. Nice subtle highlight. My favorite part of this model was the rips in his jeans. Or in his pants. So that way you can see the busting of the green out throughout there. See on his legs right here too. I like that nice little green and subtle green in the pop. Oh, speaking of which, there is the area I was talking about on his chest. those little holes. Like I said, I wish I had seen them before. I would have filled them in with liquid green stuff and kind of smoothed them out, but I couldn't. I couldn't see them, so I didn't even notice it. What else did I do? For his shirt is the only place I didn't use craft paint first. It was all is primed black, and then over the black I went with that Bane Blade brown that I just got, the Citadel paint. Painted that kind of on there semi-heavily, but it being an airbrush paint, it was already watered down pretty good, so it went over there good and thin, so I could still get some of that black in the recesses. And then I went over top of that with toffee brown from Apple Barrel. And then right on top of that, just the highlighted edges, I went with a country tan to highlight it off. And on the bricks, I did the same thing with that Bane Blade brown, and then I dry brushed just the country tan on it, just to give it a little bit, and the same with the bricks on the base as well. Just to kind of give them like a beige look. One of those would be a little bit dirtier because they're in the rubble. His face, I'm really, really happy with his face too. It's kind of hard to see in there, tilt them up just right, but his eyes are they're not white, they're a cream color. And if you look at the eyes really close, I could zoom in, but I think it would be weird. I don't think it would pull it off right. Let me see. Yeah, if you look right up in there, I gave him pupils. Holy crud, those are crazy. They're just a medium brown pupil. His mouth is done with rust color. And then I added just a little bit of white to get a medium pink, and did a little kind of dab highlights in there. And then I came back with a little bit more white with it to lighten it up to almost a true pink, and did a couple of little other highlights in there. His teeth were like the medium beige color, I think the toffee color, with a little bit of white. And then I went back and washed over all that with a raw sienna or an umber. I can't remember what color it is off the top of my head, but I have Winsor Newton washes, and I use those a lot for what they're Winsor Newton inks, and I use them for my washes because I really like them. And so I went over the teeth with that, and then I just barely dabbed the edges of the teeth with white, true white. And then finally the base is just my typical grit base. The only difference is I threw these bricks on there, and then I made it's a kind of an homage to Kiblams and his awesome styreneness. I made I can't remember what thickness these styrenes were off the top of my head, and I'm not good at just looking at them and saying. But I made I-beams. So I made just one big I-beam, and I cut the ends of it at an angle and stuff, so that way they look like they're coming up out of the base or piles of rubble in a certain way. And then the tops of each one, I kind of cut it jagged, and then I went back with a lighter and kind of caught it on fire. It really stunk in my house for a little bit. My wife was mad. So I burned them a little bit and just kind of hit them with my finger to kind of smush some of the details out so they weren't as jagged and spiky. I wanted more of a softer look. I didn't want them to look cut. I wanted them to look ripped in half, if that makes sense. But yeah, this is the Hulk figure, all done up from Knight's Models. I'm really pleased with it. Hold on one second. I needed to drink. I was going to start coughing. A coughing fit. So yeah, that's my Knight Model Hulk figure, and I really love it. Super cool figure. Love to get more, man. I really like the next one I kind of want is the Spider-Man one. I'd love to mess around with that one. Daredevil would be cool too. I don't know. Honestly, all the Marvels would be fun to play with. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, guy. Now we're going to show you my next figure I'm going to paint. And this was that Imperial Assault figure. I just took him out of the package. I can't remember what he's called. Alliance Smuggler Ally Pack. Comes with this little guy here. Yeah, I never even thought of these. Remco over at Tabletop Warzone paints up a few of these guys. Maybe not. I don't know if he's painted this one before, but I've seen a lot of the other stuff he's painted from this game, and they looked really cool, man. Um, so when I got this in the box, I was like, well, what am I going to do with this? I don't play it. I'm like, you know what? It's a good excuse to paint something else. You know, I paint Tau and Games Workshop stuff all the time, and you do tend to get burned out a little bit when you're painting the same thing over and over again. So it's nice to have like a kind of a go-to to kind of get your mind off of it. So that's what this will be. This will be my little side project, and maybe I'll get him done by next week, and we'll show him off on the next Weird Wednesday. I'm honestly hoping on the next Weird Wednesday we'll have jumped back on my Malifaux since it kind of got stagnant on me, and paint up some of those for you and just kind of show those off. But in the meantime, I'll definitely try to get this guy done with his wannabe Harrison Ford look and his weird notched eyebrow because he's cool ghetto style. I'm awesome, buddy. What's up? I'm cool, super cool, man. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you know, just comment, like, and all that stuff. If you're new to it, I do predominantly 40K on this channel. Wednesdays, I do like to kind of throw in something different. So that's why I call it my Weird Wednesdays, since it's not 40K. Feel free to sub if this is your first time and you think you like it. I am super goofy, man. I apologize. I'm a crazy dude. I just like to have a good time and smile. So anyway, guys, I thank you for joining, and stare at the Hulk for a minute and just marvel in his awesomeness. Not my paint job, just the fact that he is the Incredible Hulk, and he is super awesome dude and really rad, and his greenness is the bomb diggity. And he can smash anything, especially some kind of super duper being from outer space that's like a weird lizard, slime, slug creature flying in the sky with paddles that you would see in an ocean animal. And with one punch, knock him clean out. That's right, because he's the Hulk, and he's a beast. Love you guys. Have a happy, wonderful nerd life. Until we meet again, love life and everyone else. I will see you later. Bye.